Hey everyone, and welcome back. We get so many requests to dig deeper into, well, living well. And one topic you all keep mentioning is Ikigai.
Yeah, it's really having a moment.
It is. So we've got excerpts from two sources you sent in that look at Ikigai. First up, Finding Your Ikigai, which seems like a workbook.
Very action-oriented, lots of exercises and prompts, which is a nice contrast to the other one.
Which is?
Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. That one's a deep dive into, like, the cultural side of Ikigai, especially in Okinawa.
Okinawa, right. Where people supposedly forget to die. Sorry, bad joke, but seriously, they live a long time. Okay, so Finding Your Ikigai, where does it even start?
Right off the bat, it defines Ikigai as this intersection of, get this, 4 things, what you love.
Okay, that's kind of a given, right?
Right, but then it's also what you're good at, what the world needs,
Getting complicated.
and what you can be paid for.
Whoa, okay, so it's like the dream Venn diagram of a life.
Exactly, like finding your sweet spot where you're fulfilled, but also making a difference. It reminds me of Viktor Frankl's whole thing about finding meaning,
Logotherapy, I feel like those two ideas, meaning and Ikigai, they're connected.
100%.
Yeah.
Frankl believed finding meaning is crucial for our well-being. Ikigai gives us the map to actually do that.
And that's what I like about Finding Your Ikigai. It just jumps right into these questions. The first one, it's almost too simple. What do you love doing?
It's easy to overthink, though. People might say, well, nothing that's practical. But the book really encourages you to be honest. What lights you up?
Even if it's like collecting vintage thimbles or something?
Hey, if that's your jam, then the next question builds on that. What are you skilled at? And here's where it gets tricky.
Because
People have this idea they have to be, like, the best at something for it to count. The book says, no way, don't set the bar so high.
So I'm pretty good at baking, but I'm no pastry chef. Still counts.
Totally. It's about recognizing your strengths, even the small ones. Okay, ready for a big one. What does the world need?
Ooh, getting existential now.
Right. But it's about seeing how your passions, your skills could fit into the bigger picture. What problems are you drawn to? What change do you want to see?
I love that. It doesn't have to be saving the rainforest. It could be like making your neighborhood a bit nicer.
Exactly. Small actions add up. And finally, to bring us back down to earth, what could you get paid for?
The million-dollar question. Literally.
The book acknowledges that financial security matters. It's not about ignoring reality, but finding work that aligns with your values. A&D pays the bills.
Passion meets practicality. Gotta love that. So we've got these big, deep questions, but I gotta know more about the Okinawans. You know, the ones from the book Ikigai, the Japanese secret. What's their deal? They just, forget to age.
Well, it's not magic, although it kind of seems like it. One thing that pops up is their community, like really strong community ties.
Okay, more than just, waving to your neighbor strong.
Way stronger. They have these moai groups, basically lifelong friend circles that support each other, financially even.
Whoa, sign me up. I mean, having people you can count on, that's gotta be good for you, right?
Definitely. And speaking of good for you, the book talks about their eating habits. They have this thing called harahachibu.
Which is, don't leave me hanging.
It means eating until you're 80% full.
Yeah.
Basically, stop eating before you're stuffed.
Oh, man. I am so guilty of the opposite. That last bite always gets me.
Right. But they've turned it into this whole mindful eating thing.
So it's not just about what they eat, it's how they eat.
Exactly. Okay, so besides the community and food, they're also big on staying active. But it's not like hitting the gym hard every day.
Let me guess. Leisurely strolls on the beach while watching the sunset.
Not a bad guess. It's more like gardening, walking, traditional dances. Stuff that keeps them moving without being, hardcore workouts.
I can get behind that. Even I feel better when I move more. Sometimes I just walk around my house during commercial breaks when I'm watching TV.
There you go. So you're practically an Okinawan already. And it's not just physical activity. They keep their minds sharp, too. Lifelong learning is huge for them.
So, always taking classes or...
Could be. Or just being curious about the world, reading, learning new skills, even doing puzzles.
Brain workouts. Okay, that makes sense. Got to keep those synapses firing.
Right. And this might sound weird, but the book also talks about stress. Like, a little bit of stress can actually be good for you.
Wait, really? I thought stress was the enemy.
Chronic stress, yeah, that's bad. But small doses. It can keep you motivated, challenge you to grow.
Like a little spice in life, but not the kind that burns your mouth.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Speaking of finding that sweet spot, the book also dives into the whole flow state concept.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Isn't that when you're, totally in the zone?
Totally. Time flies. You're completely absorbed in what you're doing.
And the book says finding your Ikigai can make it easier to get into that flow state. Makes sense to me. It's like that saying, find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But Ikigai seems even deeper than that.
Oh, definitely. It gets at the why behind the work. And speaking of which, the book talks about these Japanese artisans, the takuni. They're masters at their craft, whatever it is.
Okay, I'm picturing like those amazing sushi chefs who've been training since they were kids.
Exactly. But it could be anything. The point is, they find so much joy in the process, even the tiny details.
It's like their work IS, their Ikigai, which reminds me, didn't Steve Jobs have this whole thing about craftsmanship?
He did. He was fascinated by Japanese artisans.
Yeah.
He wanted that same level of care and detail in Apple products.
There you go. Proof that Ikigai thinking can apply even to, like, tech companies. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the philosophy, but what I love is both these sources give you actionable stuff.
Totally. In fact, Ikigai, the Japanese secret, has 10 rules for living your Ikigai.
10. All right, hit me with your top picks.
Okay, one that's SO relevant right now is slow down. We're all so busy, but the book stresses taking time for stillness, for nature.
Easier said than done, but I get it. Like, put down the phone, take a breath.
How'd yourself with good friends? We were just talking about community, how important that is.
Your people, man. Having that support system is huge. Okay, last one. Give me the good stuff.
This one sums it all up. Follow your Ikigai. Sounds simple, but it means actively pursuing those things that light you up.
I love that. So it's not about finding this one big purpose. It's about all the little things that add up to a meaningful life.
Exactly, and those little things are different for everyone.
I think that's what we've both taken away from this deep dive. Ikigai is personal. It's about finding joy in the everyday, in your own way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as you head back out into the world, ask yourself, what's one tiny thing you can do today that feels like your Ikigai? Keep those reflections going, and until next time, happy diving.